All right, hey, what's going on, guys? I was actually just going over my notes that I've been taking over the last, I don't know, maybe month and a half, 6 weeks, regarding the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. I ordered this thing before anybody could, I guess. I don't know. As soon as they allowed us to order this bad boy, I punched in my number so I can get me one because I was using the Tab S4, I believe it was, and it was a good tablet for its time, but it was still very, very incomplete as far as a laptop replacement slash everyday beast warrior kind of thing, right? And I've just been taking notes because I've been wanting to kind of do a real review, like real world usage. Something like a phone or a tablet really does take time to give you a real review of. And I think I've been using it and I've used enough things on it to really give you a good understanding of what it's like to have it. If you've already had a Galaxy Tab of anything probably past the Tab 4, 5, or 6, then you kind of know what the experience is like, but it's gonna be a lot better. If you've got a 6 or something like that, then I don't know if it's gonna be worth the upgrade or not, but I'm damn sure proud that I have mine because I use it almost every day for more than just media consumption like YouTube and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I think I use it less for media consumption and more for actual work, which is something I've never really done with a tablet before. I always had good intentions to use it for work, but it ended up just being a secondary TV watching device. But you know what? Since we're talking about TV watching device, let's just do this real casual, man. I got all these notes here. Let's just go down the line and talk about what I got. So we're gonna talk about this screen first because this bad boy is huge. I totally forgot how big the screen is. It's a 12-inch screen, I'm pretty sure, but I forgot, man. Excuse me. It's, you know, this is an informal thing. Plus, this is the Untechnical Tech channel. Oh, I forgot to welcome the new guy, girl. Welcome to JDL TV, the Untechnical Tech channel, man. Yeah, I appreciate y'all being here. Now let's get on with this. So the screen, 120 hertz. I've had mine at 120 the whole time, and it's a great display. You know, I don't want to harp on the display too much. Dude, it is a Samsung display and it's 120 hertz. Let's just be done with that because it speaks for itself, okay? I don't want to spend too much time on that. Now, the next thing I did want to talk about is the bezels though. I just really like them because they're big enough to give you a space for your thumb or your fingers so you don't have those accidental touches, but they're small enough to where you're still getting all screen in a relatively small footprint. I mean, this is like the perfect ratio for screen to bezel. But the downside about having such a big, beautiful screen is that it's not even Samsung's fault, man. It's Android. Android is not optimized for tablets. I'm pretty sure every tablet video you've watched regarding this one and any other one complains about how Android is not optimized for tablets, meaning that you look at apps like Instagram or my YouTube creator app and apps that were pretty much made for a phone, like in portrait mode. As soon as you open it up on the tablet, let's say you're in landscape, because that's how this tablet is designed to be used. You open it up in landscape, you open Instagram and you're looking like this. So you gotta do this. Then you got this gigantic phone you're looking at. It really does look like a gigantic phone. So that's the only downside with the screen, but that is truly not a hit on the tablet itself. That's just how Android works, man. That's where Apple has just got Android beat down. But enough about the screen and the petty stuff, man. Let's get into this hardware. This hardware is premium, dude. It is premium. I mean, dang. You know what? The layout actually mirrors the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Now, with that being said, since they were released pretty much at the same time in the same series, kinda, I really wish they would have made it look more like the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra series. You know, I'm just that quirky guy who likes everything to match, man. If I bought them at the same time, they're kind of the same family, they should look alike. So I wish they would have made it look more like the Galaxy 20 family. All right, now it feels a lot lighter than it actually looks. Let me just take this back cover off, which we'll get to in a minute. But this thing, it's huge, okay? It's a 12-inch tablet. I mean, look at that. I got the silver one, the Mystic Silver. It's a huge tablet, but it's super light. It almost feels like a dummy. You know, when they have the dummy at the counter at Best Buy or whatever, it feels very, very light. I mean, yeah, it's a big tablet, but it is definitely a one-hand tablet if you want it to be, because you got those bezels that are thick enough to put your thumb on and stuff, but it just feels really light and easy to manage. So if you're laying in bed and you drop this thing on your nose or forehead, you're gonna have a bruise. but it is a light tablet. Trust me. The speakers are stupid loud, and there are 4 of them, 2 on each side. When you hold it landscape, they are stupid loud. Now, as far as the battery goes, it's a great battery. I mean, it has lasted me most of the day if I'm using it hardcore. And actually today I'm on, the battery is still left over from yesterday. I'm at 40%. But here's where I start digging into Samsung. This is a $1,000 tablet. You got to get the case for it, right? By the time you buy the tablet and you get the keyboard case and everything, you got yourself a $1,000 tablet. In 2020, the age of Zoom calling and things of that nature, we need better cameras. The front-facing camera on a tablet. No one who takes pictures with a rear-facing camera. Who's the guy like this, right? Taking, detailed pictures with a tablet. If you're doing that, somebody smack that guy and tell that guy to stop it, okay, immediately. But I tell you, we do need the best camera possible on the front-facing camera. So take one of these good cameras. As a matter of fact, take this rear camera off of this tablet and put it on the front. Then you got yourself a good camera. This camera is trash for a $1,000 tablet in the age of Zoom calling and video conferencing and stuff like that. They even mounted the camera front and center so you could lay it landscape and do a video call, but the camera it's freaking horrible. It almost reminds me of one of those old Motorola Razr cameras. The camera's horrible, man. The front facing camera, I only took like 1 or 2 pictures with the rear facing camera. I don't even think it's useful. Take it off of there. Save us like, maybe $100 in hardware or something, and put that bad boy on the front, or on the front. That way we can, do our video chats and stuff like that. That would be ideal. So my impression of the cameras, one of them is totally not needed, and the other one is garbage for what this tablet is. You put a $20 camera into the $1,000 tablet, and I just don't like that, Samsung. You need to rectify that on your next build. And one last thing about the camera, I wish it was like an ultra wide like we get on the front-facing cameras of the phones, because in video conferencing, the only real video conferencing I do is with my wife and son. He's off in college, we're usually together, right? So he'll call us on Sundays and I'll put the tablet up and we're having to squeeze in there, so we can both be in the shot so he can see us both. I wish the camera angle was a little bit wider, that way both of our heads could be in there and the tablet can still be relatively close because our voices are carrying across and they would still sound good. So a wider angle on the front-facing camera would be great if we could just change something about the camera. I do want to talk about the S Pen next, but I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and go into the next room so I can get a little bit more comfortable. Come on, let's go. For all intents and purposes, tablets need pens, and I'm glad this one actually comes with the pen. You don't have to pay a separate price for it. But with that being said, it does come with its caveats, man. The S Pen is great, although it is a little slippery on the screen when you're writing, so it doesn't feel completely natural anymore. It did back in the days, the pen felt a little bit more natural. I don't know what it is with the screen or the pen, but it feels a little bit less natural, and you don't get those extra nubs to change out to see if you can, to see which one you like more. So I don't know why they decided to do all that. One thing I really wish they would have done is the button on the S Pen. It's completely smooth, man. It's almost like it doesn't exist. You have to kind of search for it. I wish it had like a little nub or a groove or some kind of ridges or something to identify it easily on the pen. And it's actually on the round side of the pen, not the flat side. It seems like it would be better placed on the flat side of the pen. So as far as like continuity while you're writing and then just clicking that button, it's really hard to do just from feel. You always have to kind of reposition the pen so you can find that button. I just wish they would have put a little nub on the pen or something. But I am glad this time it actually has a home when it's not in use, which means you can just, on the back of the tablet has this little, this little space back here. It only goes on there one way, so I guess that would be a hit. But you just put it on there just like that. Make sure the point is pointing toward the camera, and it starts charging the pen because it does have all those fancy Bluetooth features like taking photos, adjusting your music, and web browsing. You can use it for PowerPoint and stuff like that. But I'm glad it has a home, and it's a sturdy, it's not gonna fall off unless you physically brush it off and it's gonna fall off. But if you're like me, you ended up getting this keyboard case. Now I love the style of this case. On the 6, here's the thing, I had the 4 and it came with the little outer little pen holder that it had. I didn't like that at all. Felt like it kind of got in the way, and then when you were using the tablet without the pen, or without the case, you would have this loose pin, right? If you had the pin as well. The 6, they had some type of adhesive that people complained about coming off. This is totally powered by magnets. So you just slap this bad boy on there. It does add some weight, okay? This is already a super paper light tablet, but this adds a little weight, but not so much to where you still can't do it as a one-hand device. Now, the cool thing about the pen having its own home, sitting right here at the top where the camera is, this is actually the top of the tablet when it's in landscape. So when you even have the back case off, even if you put it on, it's still gonna have that bump there, and it'll just kind of rest on the table and tilt it up maybe, you know, just enough to where it's not completely flush. I don't know, what is that, 10 degrees, 15 degrees or something like that. And then it also acts as a nice little handle when you're holding it in portrait mode, one-handed, on either side, because it will rotate to both sides and you can just, you know, go as you please. So the pen having its own home, once you put that back case on there, it just, you know, it's a great tablet to hold even with the back part of the case. I'm glad it's a 2-part case. I was a little wary about that, but I'm really glad it's a 2-part case because sometimes you just don't need your keyboard, so why have it, you know, with you? Let's say this is my case scenario. I leave this on my nightstand a lot. And when I'm going throughout the house, I'll just walk around with the tablet, and the tablet or the back case actually has this kickstand on it. So this kind of gives me that Microsoft Surface kind of feel. I used a 12-inch Surface for like 3 years, and this takes me right back to the Surface, except, you know, the Surface actually had it built into the tablet. I wonder why. Maybe there's a copyright something, or, you know, something like that. They can't do that, but this gives you the feel of a Microsoft Surface. It has that same clickety-diness, clickety-diness, and then you just slap that keyboard on there and you're good to go. So the keyboard attachment, keyboard cover, case, whatever you want to call it, I really, really do like the implementation of it this time. It was very well done on Samsung's part. Now, when we talk about the keyboard, I do have a couple of gripes. My main gripe is the colors, okay? There's only one boring ass color, and it is this gray. It's a respectable, responsible, conservative color, okay? I'm glad you got this one. It is definitely needed. But, you know, some people, you did fancy colors for the, you know, the phones and stuff. You got this bronze and all this other stuff. So why not have like a, I don't know, just some other colors, maybe a burgundy or a deep blue or something like that. You know, just something different. You know, you ain't got to go crazy, just something different for us. The keys feel pretty natural. They feel like, they feel almost Surface-like. You know, of course, they're not the best keys. I mean, it's a very, very thin keyboard, but they are very, very workable, clickable, tactile. I like the way they feel. And they're spaced out just good enough to where my big old sausage fingertips can get in there and do some typing. Now, I can't type, but I'm a fast pecker. That's what she said. No, seriously, I can't type, but I mean, this is a full-size keyboard for all intents and purposes. You can get some real typing done here. But my gripe is, when you mix it with the Android or Samsung software on the tab, and you got this keyboard, it's hard to get emojis. I'm an emoji guy. I type with a lot of emojis when I'm texting or answering your comments, or, you know, even emails, man, I'll throw it in emoji in a heartbeat. Why can't we have a stinking emoji button on the keyboard? Like, we need a dedicated emoji button. Hey guys, if you have a keyboard shortcut for emojis, let me know in the comments, because I haven't been able to find one. But we definitely need an emoji button on the freaking keyboard there. Now, once you put all this together, I would honestly compare it to the size of a 13-inch Chromebook, or like a super thin laptop. It's definitely smaller and more compact, but that's what the weight feels like. It feels like my 13-inch HP Spectre 360. It really does feel like that. It's slightly smaller than that, but it gives me that feel of it because it's so thin, but it feels like good hardware. Now that I beat your eardrums up with the hardware, let's talk about this software. Now, software is the main reason, it's the main reason I have always stuck with Samsung phones, particularly since the Galaxy Note 2. I love the Samsung's software. Even when it was totally bloated with TouchWiz, I loved it. And I still love it today. And to be honest with you, this feels like the software, it feels like a gigantic Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. And that is a very good thing because that is the phone I use. So the continuity between the tablet and the phone are almost seamless. It's a truly seamless transition when you pick one up versus the other. So because you got this big old screen, man, multitasking is clutch. They have really really refined the multitasking features with the software. You got the side panel, you got multi-window, you got drag to position where you can have your pop-out windows. You can have a whole bunch of windows open if you want to. And this is just in tablet mode, the straight up Android tablet mode. We'll get to DeX in a minute. But yeah, the multitasking is so clutch. Now, media consumption, we kind of touched on that. It is incredible. Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff, it comes in just beautifully. I don't need to talk about that much because it's a given with this beautiful, gigantic, high resolution screen. Xbox, Game Pass, and Stadia. I don't do much of the Xbox. I have played it on here, but I'm gonna tell you right now, get yourself a Stadia controller or any Bluetooth controller, right? Get Stadia and you are golden. I've played so much Stadia on here. Ghost Recon, Red Dead Redemption, Grid, I'm just listing my favorite games, Far Cry 5, like all the games, man, you play them on here, they look fantastic. I mean, and it is pretty immersive. I mean, it's only a 12-inch screen, but it is still very immersive, especially when you get you a good set of earbuds or some accessories like the crushers. I play my video games with the Skull Candy Crusher Evos on, and that just makes it a totally immersive experience. And I love playing games on this bad boy, particularly because I could just, prop this up in my lap like this and, just be in bed or in a chair just playing with the headphones on, or I just set it on a table and just play with the tablet or play on the tablet rather. I just love gaming on this thing. So it does handle gaming very well, but that's more or less cloud gaming. If you're gonna be doing the dedicated Android games, it's gonna run those, just fantastically. The hardware in here is, I don't really go into all the tech specs with details about the processors and stuff like that. But let me tell you, this thing is a multitasking beast, and it doesn't get hot. It doesn't seem to slow down as much as I've pushed it. So if you're gonna be playing like regular games on here, the Android games, it'll play them just fine. Oh, as far as multitasking and the power of this tablet, I've actually played Stadia games while watching YouTube on this tablet. That is so awesome. I just kind of ended up doing it by accident, but it is clutch. You gotta try it out. With a tablet like this, you kind of really don't need a laptop, I'm thinking. I think if you were a person that used a Chromebook, this would actually replace a Chromebook. I don't think it can totally replace a laptop because laptops have, you can put real programs on them and stuff like that, but it would be very comparable to a Chromebook. If you get an accessory like a USB hub to stick in there or something like that, I know Anker has a really great one that I'm probably gonna end up buying. It gives you a USB-C port, USB-A, and even a headphone jack. So yeah, you definitely get you some accessories to compensate for all the ports. But yeah, it is definitely a Chromebook replacement, not a 100% laptop replacement. But when you get into something like DeX, DeX runs on here very, very well. DeX was pretty much built for this tablet. I mean, DeX has been great in the past, but I feel like DeX was made for this particular tablet. The screen size, the keyboard, everything. You got your windows just like it would be in Microsoft Windows, okay? And it's Samsung's take on the desktop experience, so it's not true Windows, but it allows you to even open up those non-optimized apps like Instagram. You can actually open them up in landscape now. So you don't have to flip your screen all around. You're just sitting there typing and doing your work and everything opens up like it's supposed to. You can have as many windows open as you want to. It just works great. I love the way DeX works on here. This also has wireless DeX, so for whatever reason, if you have a separate keyboard, or you don't even need a separate keyboard, you can actually work off of this keyboard. It has to be attached to the screen, to the tablet, but you can use this keyboard that it comes with on your TV at home, and that way you can have a much bigger landscape of a screen as you're doing your work on wireless DeX. But when you have a screen like this that's 12 inches, I mean, why would you need wireless DeX? Just get in here, plug your laptop or plug your keyboard on here, and then you got a PC-like experience that's going to be fantastic. You're gonna get a lot of work done. And honestly, every morning before I come here, I'll sit down and have my warm drink, which is probably coffee or something like that, at the kitchen table. And I'll, answer a couple of emails, check the gram and stuff like that, and just goof off on YouTube for a little bit as I eat breakfast and stuff. And it feels like a laptop experience combined with a tablet experience. I don't know how Samsung managed to do this so seamlessly, but it's working really well in this particular tablet. The Tab S7 is without a doubt the best tablet Samsung has ever made. And I've actually edited a video on this thing using Adobe Rush. You know what, just to tell you, man, it's a great tablet. I spent a crap load of money on this thing because I bought it at launch, and you never get a good deal at launch, okay? I just had to have it though. So even with the crap ton of money I spent on this thing, I have not one regret. I love this tablet, use it every day. And I don't know what kind of deal you're gonna get on it. Try to get a deal because it's expensive, but you will not regret it. It is a great tablet. It is the best one I've ever owned. It is the most useful one I've ever owned. The Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Yeah, Galaxy Tab S, that's what this is. Look, man, I'm no expert in this kind of stuff, but what I do know is this is a badass tablet. And you should get you one if this is something that you're looking at buying, provided your wallet says, okay. It's because it's expensive. Hey, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all chilling with me today. It's been good having some company, man. But y'all got to go now. But until you come back, make sure y'all keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me get this straight. You sat through this whole video, the whole thing, and never once decided to hit the subscribe button or the like button? Man, it'd be the ones closest to you. I'll see how you are.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?